Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Harakah Kadash. The one to the apostles and elders, great most on it, rule well. And Shalom to all the brothers doing the work of sharing truth. Got this article on the Jerusalem Post, basically going into how Iran is essentially, expected to make a response to the attack that happened on their soil, where like the leader of Hamas, the guy got taken out basically under their protection of the Revolutionary Guard. And it's since it's happened, it's more or less been expected for there to be, a hit back. And the state of Israel, they're expecting it soon. And that's the kind of thing. It's like with these things, it happens in waves as well. Because even that hit was something that happened. It was a little bit of time passed where it seemed like there was a lull. It was really just the situation with the different refugee camps, in Palestine and whatnot, and people complain about that. But then what happened? Assassination hits, and it's the same thing with with Iran. A lot of these things, it will be like assassination hits, but then there's other things happening in the background as well, because you'll have things happening where different companies are supplying arms. It's similar to because now you've got Ukraine supposedly doing an offensive into Russian soil, and then that's going to be off the back of obviously them receiving funding, weaponry, etc. What's it, intel as well, intelligence, for them to be to be able to coordinate these things together from different nations. And that's that's another aspect of it, and that's part of everyone really being drawn in. Because it says what Israeli intel. So it says Israeli intel believes Iran will attack directly within days. It says what this represents a shift from recent assessments, which suggests that international pressure was restraining Iran from launching a direct attack against Israel. It says what Iran might carry out an attack in the coming days, potentially even before the upcoming Thursday summit on the hostage deal negotiations, according to two sources familiar with the matter. And they've been trying to negotiate for a ceasefire. I think they said Egypt, the US, and not Lebanon, but there was a different nation as well. Maybe Lebanon actually. They'll try and negotiate for a peace deal. Sorry, not even a peace deal. Armistice, or basically a stop to the fighting, for aid, etc., to get in like they did before. But obviously these these man just blew a guy up on their soil. So how likely is that? But then again, that just goes back to Jeremiah 49:20. It says, "Therefore hear the counsel of the Lord Yahweh. They have taken against Edom and his purposes, they have purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them." Yeah, the least of the flock shall draw them out. So a big aspect to this whole conflict is for what? This to draw everyone into a wider conflict, which you can see happen. It's become a focal point, and that's why even imagine in the UK, there's like rioting happening. A lot of it is like anti Muslim sentiment, let's say. Well, at least that's the back of what they're kind of doing it. They're saying, oh, these guys all coming in. They're just doing what they want, setting up their communities, blah blah blah. It's like, no, Britain needs to be That's an aspect of it, and part of it is because this whole Israel Palestine thing has drawn people in. So was to say back an article. This represents a shift from recent assessments which suggested that international pressure was restraining Iran from a direct attack against Israel. The recent evaluation by the Israeli intelligence community, formed within the past 24 hours, indicates that Iran has decided to directly target Israel in retaliation for the assassination of Hamas political bureau chief Ismail Haniyeh. The sources noted that this marks a significant change from recent assessments, which suggested that international pressure was prevented. Is that the same thing? No, it wasn't even. He says, sources with knowledge in the situation revealed that in recent days there had been an internal debate in Iran between the Revolutionary Guard and the new Iranian president and his advisors. Yeah, because it was the Revolutionary Guards, the region that got hit. It was a Revolutionary Guard that were protecting them, and these guys have been, on crud from day. And likely as well, they're already prepped. But it says what the debate centers on the nature and timing of the response to Haniyeh's assassination. The Revolutionary Guards have been advocating for a more severe and widespread response than the April 13 attack, which the president and his advisors believe that such a harsh response should be avoided. Yeah, but what's the reality going to be? Because the thing with it is someone got taken out on your soil. So more likely than not, you're really gonna have to do some kind of a response. Because as far and like I said, there's always things going on in the background, and then what might have been happening could have been more of a response to things moving in the shadows that we're not privy to. That tends to be an aspect as well. But we'll see. Because Joel 3 and 9, it says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears, let the weak say, I am strong. And that's a reality as well. It's basically all resources are just going to be turned back towards conflict. That's really what's going to be maintained in the long run. The reality of it is as the only reason that the war's not fully popped off is why the winds are being held back for the sake of prophecy, for the sake of the elect, and because what we need before this place goes completely in flames, before you need to have that MOTB, that micro C here instated, and then as such that means that it's once that time of Jacob's trouble and micro C hips pushed in, the MOTB, then it's open season. But then even then, before then, it's gonna be constant escalation back and forth. That's really what you've seen post 2020. It's been like all these conflicts. It's all of them, drawing a global audience, drawing all kinds of different nations supporting them. Even all these little coups and whatnot. Like Sri Lanka, I believe, is one of them. Bangladesh as well. People are going to be watching because why? These guys have militaries, and just like with Iran getting nukes, that nuclear capability, that's a huge aspect. That's a big part of why there's so much tension between the state of Israel and Iran. Because why? There's those nukes, and hey, that's how everything's gonna pop off anyway. Because what Isaiah 66:15, it says, for behold, the Lord Yahweh will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to rend his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord Yahweh plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord Yahweh shall be many. So yeah, by fire, man, those missiles are going to be a key part. So by chariots, by missiles as well, of how this place is going to be taken down, man. How all, America primarily, but then, various spots are going to be hit. And then what? That's all that's being, drawn into the midst. Because there's those nukes have been basically built up. The tension's been built to where everyone's like, yo, if these things fly, it's peak, it's on top. And then every nation kind of knows. Everyone knows, as far as in regards to weaponry, full-scale nation-on-nation weaponry, that's like the top tier. There's various different kinds of weaponries that we're not fully aware of, that kept in the background, microwave guns and whatnot, different high level things that are there. But then for the nukes, that's kind of like, once those hit, it's just scorched earth. It's a level of destruction that just puts an end to it. And that's what, everyone's tense about. But, got bad news for you guys. Yahweh Hashem, Yahshua Hashem, Rakah Kadash, desires that. So that's what's going to come to pass, man. The word's gone out, so it can't come back void. But yeah, I'll leave it there. Shalom.